everyone, welcome back to my channel. So, in the last video, we discussed the basics of cell. Continuing further in this video, we learn about the various cell organelles. In the table shown here, the living organelles and the non-living organelles are separately shown. The cell membrane of the cell is a living structure, whereas the cell wall, which is only present in the plant cells, is a non-living structure. Now moving ahead towards the cytoplasm, the endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, Golgi Apparatus, ribosomes, lysosomes, centrosomes which are present only in the animal cells and the plastids which are present only in the plant cells are the living organelles in a cell. Whereas the granules, fat droplets and vacuoles are the non-living structures. Similarly, in the nucleus of a cell, the nuclear membrane, nucleoli and the chromatin fibers are the living structures, whereas the nucleoplasm is a non-living part of the cell. So children, in the last video, we have already discussed what are cell organelles, and now we'll learn in detail about all of the organelles present in a cell. So the first one is the endoplasmic reticulum. So the endoplasmic reticulum is an irregular network of tubular double membrane. It is connected to the cell membrane on the outside and to the nuclear membrane on the inside. It provides a supportive framework for the cell. Also, the synthesis and transport of proteins and fats take place in it. It may be smooth or rough due to the attached ribosomes. Now let's move on towards the second one, the ribosomes. The ribosomes are single-walled spherical bodies mainly composed of RNA. And their most important function is the synthesis of proteins. They lie either scattered in the cytoplasm or are attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, giving them a rough surface. Now let's learn some more about the mitochondria. So they are the double-walled structures with their inner walls thrown into folds or finger-like structures known as cristae. Release of energy in the form of ATP and synthesis of respiratory enzymes are its main functions. Now let's discuss the Golgi apparatus. The Golgi apparatus is mainly composed of stacks of flattened membrane sacs and contains tubules, vesicles, and vacuoles. Its main function is synthesis and secretion of enzymes and hormones. Next in the list are the lysosomes. The lysosomes are tiny vesicles containing digestive juices. They are responsible for intracellular digestion and digesting foreign substances. When the cell gets old or injured, they rapidly destroy organelles of the cell and are hence known as the suicide bags of the cells. Next up are the centrioles. They are only present in the animal cells. The region surrounding the centrioles is called centrosome. The centrosome and centrioles are present near the nucleus. The centrioles initiates and regulates the cell division. Now let's move on towards the plastids. The plastids are only found in the plant cells. Various colors of fruits and flowers are due to the presence of plastids. They are of three main types. First one is the leucoplasts. The leucoplasts are colorless plastids which store starch. They have got no pigments. Then comes the chromoplasts. They contain various colors like yellow, orange and red, and they are mostly found in flowers and fruit. The yellow colored pigment is known as xanthophyll and the orange-red pigment is called carotene. The third one is the chloroplasts. The chloroplasts are green-colored plastids containing a pigment called chlorophyll, which helps in photosynthesis. The chloroplasts contain DNA and have the capacity to divide. Next are the cell inclusions or the non-living substances in a cell. The first one are the granules. The granules are small particles or droplets of food materials. They serve as the food for the cell. The second one are the vacuoles. The vacuoles are clear spaces containing water. The plant cells have prominent vacuoles while the animal cells have smaller and fewer ones. The vacuoles provide turgidity to the cells. Now let's move on towards the protoplasm. The protoplasm is the total living matter in a cell, which consists of the cytoplasm, the nucleus, and the cell organelles. Next up is the nucleus. The nucleus is the largest organelle. It regulates all the cell activities, and hence the cell dies if it is removed. It is also known as the brain of the cell. It is surrounded by a nuclear membrane which is filled with nucleoplasm. Thread-like structures called chromatin fibers are present in the nucleoplasm. The chromatin fibers get condensed and forms the chromosomes, which carry genes. Thus, the nucleus is also responsible for heredity. Listed below are some differences between the animal and plant cells on the basis of their structures. Moving forward, let's discuss the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells have no well-defined nucleus. They only have ribosomes, cytoplasm, cell membrane, and genetic material in them. Whereas the eukaryotic cells have a well-defined nucleus and have a number of cell organelles, which we have discussed earlier. So children, it would be great if you learn all the differences between prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell, and also between animal and plant cells, because from the examination point of view, the differences are important. So here our chapter comes to an end, and I hope that you've understood all the topics very well. In the next video, we'll be starting with a new chapter, types of animal and plant tissues. Until then, bye-bye and take care, and do not forget to subscribe the channel. Thank you.